Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the XForceGlobal channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about XRP's price action once again. I still think that we are working in a larger distribution phase, but that doesn't go to say we are now finding a little bit more information here on the shorter time frames that could help us give us a little bit more insight in terms of how this distribution range could be built up, especially for the next few weeks, as I do still believe that we may be working for higher levels for a wave B to the upside that might breach this previous high here before we go down for another move here. But that doesn't go to say as well that we are also possibly working in a hybrid wave, that we might be working for another fifth wave to the upside for scenario number 2 that might end this entire bull run in itself. And just right now, we don't know which scenario it's going to be, but for now, what I do like to believe is that we are working in a larger distribution phase that may be working for an immense wave 3 to the upside. So what does that mean? We are working with two scenarios. Like I said, either we're working for a fifth wave right now, or we're working for a larger fifth wave that's going to bring us up to even far more ambitious levels of around $20 to $40, $50 per XRP. Again, we just simply do not know until this range is resolved. However, we can still trade this range, and that we could be still working for one more move to the upside, take profits accordingly, kind of monitor what is going to be happening. And right there, we can find information on whether this bull market is going to be ending quickly or for a later stage with that distribution phase, like I said here. So both scenarios are very, very ambitious. I do think that we are going to be eventually reaching this high here, like I said, for this B wave, because we do have some information here being built up. So what happens if we don't do any of those scenarios? I think that we have another possibility that we may be working for a sharp 1-2. That's another possibility. But for now, we didn't breach any major lows here, even though with Bitcoin breaching a lot of the previous lows right now, XRP, Litecoin, ADA, and so forth, a lot of these blue chip crypto coins are finding strong support. Even it's quite intriguing actually, and they're extremely resilient with this current pullback that we're seeing with Bitcoin. So that means that we still have to work with the bullish narrative on these higher blue chip coins. So we have to zoom in and see how this is going to be playing out. So if we look on the shorter time frames, we can see that it may be building us up for a possible wave A, B, or a wave 1, 2, depending on how this is going to be playing out. So if that's the case, in my opinion, like I said, I do believe that this may be working in a wave A, and this here is some kind of expand flat in itself, meaning that we could be already complete with this, but it does also look like there could be one more low here, reach that 161.8% level, and then we're off to the races for that wave C to the upside, as we're going to be looking for a 5-wave impulse, as this is a B, C to the upside, and then we're going to be looking for whether this 123.6 to the 138.2% Fibonacci level is going to be acting as resistance or not, and then that will be the next wave down for that wave C that we're looking for this wave 2 to play out. So this could take up us until the summertime if this wave C plays out, but like I said, if this turns into a wave 1 and a wave 2, you can see that this is a hybrid wave here for both the corrective and actionary waves, right? So if this is a wave 2, this means that if this is turning impulsive to the upside, ladies and gentlemen, this may be turning us into a wave 3, which could be extremely bullish in the short term. So you're kind of playing with fire here in terms of two scenarios. You got to pick your poison as such, because if we zoom out once again and look at both of the scenarios, like I said, I've laid it out pretty nicely in my opinion, or at least I think I did, that we could be working for either a 5-wave move to the upside now, or we're working for the minor degree 5-wave move to the upside that just got into that wave 1. We're working for the distribution phase and then working for that wave 3, and that's going to be even far more profitable, but that requires shorter time frame distribution with a lot of back and forth going on. In my opinion, I do like the idea of having a distribution phase, but many of you watching this video are probably going to be wanting to have this scenario play out. Am I right? Probably more so right than not. And I think that this current move to the upside could be turning into a 5-wave move. So that's why I'm sharing both of these scenarios. And I'd be more than content with having both scenarios play out absolutely fine, as long as we just get some kind of move to the upside, either as an ABC or some kind of 3-wave move to the upside, at least a very minimum reaching that all-time high. We can reassess at a later stage if it's turning more impulsively to the upside or it's going to be rejecting as a B wave. So those are the two scenarios, and the added scenario for this video video. Like I said, it's either that we're also possibly working for a WXY to the downside, because a WXY is a double zigzag where we are still keeping the integrity of this ABC. This could be an A triangle for B, C to the upside, and this could be an X wave, and this could be working in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to an A, B, and then C to the downside. That could be working us for a quicker move to the downside. So if you can see, there's a lot of different ways we can say this. It's either where, it really depends on where you're positioned, really. And if you're positioned up in these levels, you definitely don't want these levels to be playing out. But if you're positioned within these levels, any of these scenarios are going to be very, very great in terms of, seeing what kind of potential there may be going forward for this possible wave 3. If this happens, we possibly don't even need to have that first distribution range where we're going for the same wave 3 targets. So the longer we distribute, the easier it is to kind of identify if this is a corrective range, and the risk does help stop and not get as mitigated as we originally anticipated for being a bearish move. But if this move turns into a strong bearish move right now as a WXY, this could still alternatively be a double zigzag corrective pattern, which is ABC going into a WX, ABC going into a wave Y, and that could just be alternatively a deeper wave 2, and we could still be working for that larger wave 3 to the upside. So it's just if for that scenario, ladies and gentlemen, if you're bearish in the short term, we still have the opportunity for this to be a wave 2 no matter what. So as you can see, there's 3 different scenarios that still lead us to the upside. Are you more bearish for the short term and then you see the upside? Or are you kind of more of a neutral player in the market? You're expecting a sideways corrective move here for a wave 2 that can still help mitigate some of the risk and also find us a larger support area here. And then we work for that wave 3 to the upside. That's more of a longer time frame play where you can start building up your positions. And then there's that straight 5-way move to the upside right now that could still lead us to higher levels of around $4 to $10 regions, but it won't be as ambitious as the other 2 scenarios. So this would be the more bullish structure for the short term. We have a shorter time frame bearish structure that could lead us to the downturn and then go for that larger move to the upside, or just kind of be in a neutral range for the rest of our lives here, basically, for this wave 2 and then move to the upside. For me, since I'm an accumulative player within the markets, I've already taken 50% of my positions. For me personally, I would like to have this play out because it gives us a far easier structure and more validation on a macro time frame when you have a larger distribution for a wave 1-2 on the macro. So that's just me. But again, I can kind of contest with a lot of other people on this current stage that you guys are already probably positioned within these regions over here, and you want this move to go up as soon as possible. So I absolutely understand your position there as well. So that's this scenario that you're going to be hoping on. So either of these 3 scenarios are absolutely fine. I think that we could go for any of them. But either way, I still think that we're going to be working for much higher levels in the coming months or so. So hopefully that was helpful, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a quick update for XRP. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you're interested in joining the Discord membership, the links are in the description below. Please don't hesitate to contact me. And then we also do offer a Patreon update that was just updated today. We update that every Wednesday and Friday with 2 exclusive Bitcoin video updates. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Bye-bye.